Hi, this is Drogie, and today I'm gonna explain to you how with the help of Ocarina of Time, Paper Mario can all of a sudden be beaten in less than 1 hour.
Oh! Let's go!
So the reason why the world record dropped by so much is because a brand new trick was found in Paper Mario. It is called Arbitrary Code Execution, or for short, ACE. This glitch exists in a number of games, and basically this is the mother of all glitches. Let me explain that to you. A game is always based on its code. Somewhere in there it says press A and Mario will jump. Press B and Mario will hammer. Usually you would need direct access to the code to change it. You could change that press A doesn't make Mario jump, but now makes him hammer as well. But how can you gain access to the code? Well, you do it on your PC and break down the game with a virtual copy of the game. Or you do something that only works for very few games, arbitrary code execution. The big difference for ACE is you do not need a PC and a keyboard to change the code. With complicated inputs you break the game so that you basically get access to its code just by playing the game. For example, in Super Mario Bros, once you break the game enough by doing certain jumps, crouches, sprints, moving to certain coordinates and so on, you get access to the code and change it by moving Mario around. That way people played Snake within Super Mario Bros. On an original cartridge on an original console, not because Snake was hidden somewhere in the code, but because they changed the code and actually programmed Snake. And now in 2021 people found out that this trick can also be done within Paper Mario 64, but to pull it off you need an Ocarina of Time cartridge. Wait, why is that? Well, Ocarina of Time is one of those other games where you can perform ACE, and in order to get ACE in Paper Mario, you actually want to get it in Ocarina of Time first. That's one big setup just to play through Paper Mario quickly, but I'm gonna give you an easy explanation for this as well, and in the end it will all make sense. At least kind of, but you'll see. If you want a more detailed explanation, check out the links in the description, but stuff gets quite nerdy there, so be warned. So what we want to do, we have two files set up in Ocarina of Time. On the first file we do a chain of complicated tricks and setups to reach a certain point in the game where you can change Link's angle data and save this data in a spot that our OT doesn't actually use. Now the second file comes into play. It has a very specific file name and that has a reason. It will be accessed by the game and executed as code. Basically we can now save the angle data from the first file to the expansion pack memory of the N64. Wait, but unlike Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time doesn't access the expansion pack, right? Well, technically, yeah. The N64 has 4 MB of RAM built in, which is enough for most games, but some games require the player to remove the jumper pack. The jumper pack actually has no function whatsoever other than closing the circuit and be a placeholder for an expansion pack. Now put the expansion pack in and the console has 8 MB of RAM, and this RAM is used by games such as Majora's Mask or Donkey Kong 64, which actually came with an expansion pack. In Paper Mario, we cannot normally access the expansion pack. In Ocarina of Time, we can't normally access it either, but with our 2-file setup we can now store Link's angle data onto that additional RAM space on the expansion pack. Now when the console is turned off for a bit, data on the expansion pack will be erased, which is why we have to turn off the console, switch to Paper Mario as quickly as possible and turn the console back on. Does this sound familiar to you? The stop and swap feature of Banjo-Kazooie that was meant to be in the final release of the game would have worked the same. Anyways, now we have some specific code in our RAM that we need to finish Paper Mario quickly. Up next, performing a complicated series of glitches. This was first claimed to be impossible for human players, but Rain found a setup that was potentially doable if you were crazy enough. It was just too hard and there was no one good enough at both OOT and Paper Mario to perform everything necessary. Until now. Jaycock, a well-known Paper Mario runner, spent a lot of time learning Ocarina of Time just so he could set up that one line of code we need in Paper Mario. He now executes the complicated series of glitches, moving Mario to specific spots, storing menus and effects, and so on. On 28th February 2021, Jaycock was able to execute all these setups. The code from OOT is used to jump to the section of Paper Mario's code where file names are stored. We can now use the file names to change other things in the game. One value in the game is Mario's current room. It can be in the castle, in Goomba Village, in every place, including the ending credits. So all Jacob has to do now is update the current room to the end and save the game. The game will now crash, but when you restart it and load the file again, just like magic, Jacob is at the end of the game.
Okay, definitely has a chance. Kumbari didn't jump, so okay. I'm feeling pretty good about this attempt. Alright, reset. Come on, game. Give me the end. Oh! Let's go! Paper Mario credits warp in real time with nothing to assist other than a vanilla Ocarina of Time 1.0 Japanese cartridge. Oh my god.
So now that we know how all of this works, I wanted to know how hard is this really? Now, Jacob states that it's more finicky than hard. The hardest part is when they have to crash the game in a 16 frame window, which is about half a second, when the timer is at a certain value, but they have no way of seeing that timer. The OT stuff was hard as well, but that was mostly because he'd never run the game before. And will this have an impact on the leaderboard? Well, according to Jacob, it will likely get its own category on the extension leaderboard, but he doesn't know if anyone will grind it. At least for him, it's just cool that it's even possible. I then went on to ask Jacob if this would be possible for other N64 games in the future. He said that it might be possible for other N64 games, but he wouldn't count on it. There's a very specific set of circumstances that led them to even being able to use a glitch to execute code in the expansion pack and nowhere else, but if any other games did come across a glitch like that, then it'd be likely possible. So how did they come across a glitch like that? It was the combined work of the Paper Mario community. Huge shoutouts to the community with their crazy efforts, especially to Rain, who literally put in years of research just to find this glitch, and Jacob, who helped me with the script for this video. Also Morpheus, who found the crash that led to everything happening. Make sure to follow these guys. For now, I hope you liked this video. Thanks a lot for watching. This is Drogie. Don't forget to follow my social media and subscribe to this channel if you want to stay tuned about other N64 related content. Thanks a lot, and for now I wish you a very nice day. See ya.